Okay, class, today we're going to be reading Where is Our Solar System? We're going to continue off of the chapters we've been reading. So chapter 3 is today's chapter. Okay, so we're going to go over a couple things. So first we have an overview. It's what we are going to be discussing in the today's lesson, which by the end we're going to be able to find the main idea of the chapter. Number 2, we're going to be looking about some facts about the sun, because Chapter 3 is called A Tour of the Sun and the Stars. And then number 3, we're going to talk just a little tiny bit about the solar system. I just want to see basically what you guys know about the solar system. And then number 4, we're going to talk a little bit about stars and what makes stars and what they're made of. No, like back, forward. Okay, we're going to start off with a little video, so if you don't mind clicking the link for me, it's that one right there.
This is the ultimate tool for work. Grammarly catches your mistakes as you make them in real.
We are going to learn about a massive star in the center of our solar system. What is it called? Yeah, the sun. Actually, the sun is the only star in our solar system, but still, it's huge, it is bright, and without it, life on Earth wouldn't exist, so it is super important. But let's start here. The first fact about the sun we want to learn is that the sun is just a regular star. That's right, it's just a regular star. There are hundreds of billions of stars in our galaxy called the Milky Way galaxy. But the sun is special to us, right? Because it is in the center of our solar system. But the sun really is a regular star. Like other stars, the sun uses hydrogen to burn bright. Hydrogen is the sun's fuel, just like food is our fuel and gasoline is the fuel used by cars. The sun uses hydrogen as fuel. If you're wondering what hydrogen is a gas found all over our universe. And it's hard to see because it doesn't have any color to it. But it's all over the place. In fact, hydrogen is the most common element in our universe. So stars use a gas called hydrogen as fuel. The larger the star, the faster it burns through hydrogen. Thankfully, the sun has at least a 5 billion year supply of hydrogen left. So the sun will keep burning for a long time.
Okay, for time's sake, I'm going to skip to the end of the video, just so you guys can have at the end of the video he talks about basically the overview of what he talks about in his video. So I feel like that's more beneficial for you guys, so I'm just going to pause it.
It has been so much fun learning about the sun with you. We learned that the sun is the only star in our solar system. Do you remember where in our solar system the sun is? Right in the middle. Yeah. Like other stars, it uses hydrogen as fuel. Thankfully, it has a lot of hydrogen, so it will keep burning and burning for a long time. We learned that the sun is about 93 million miles away, which is actually the perfect distance. If the sun was further away, it would be too cold. If it was closer, this planet would be way too hot. We also learned that the sun not only provides light, it brings energy. Plants use energy from the sun in a process called photosynthesis. And people get energy from the sun using things like solar panels. Energy from the sun is called solar energy. The sun, a regular star, but it is special to us. It's our star. Special thanks to our...
No special. Okay, so I'm going to pass out a couple of things. First off, it's going to be, I'm going to pass out your worksheet, which we're going to use as we follow the presentation. Norman, if you don't mind passing those out to your classmates. And then I'm also gonna pass out the actual stories themselves. So this is chapter 3. It's a tour of the sun and stars. And you guys already have highlighters and pencils, which we're also gonna be using to highlight stuff and like jotting down notes on the side of the like on the margins of the paper. Yeah, sorry, they're all together. Sorry. We need one more. Here you go. Here you go. Okay, so if you guys don't mind looking up there, actually I didn't have a space for you guys to write this down. If you guys, I think the worksheet has a blank side on the back, so you guys just take a couple notes if you need to. It's not something too difficult because we've already gone over this just a little bit in the class before. It's things to look out for when finding the main idea. So again, some of the things are just looking for clues within the text themselves. So if you look down at your chapter reading, you look at the title of the chapter. That can be a clue. If there's any pictures, which you do see that this chapter does have a ton of pictures, you can use those pictures to kind of help you guys. It can give you a scope of what the main idea is about. You can look for a lot of the repeated words, phrases, anything like that. Even a great question to ask yourself is, what is the writer trying to tell me, or what is the point of this text? And then by answering that question yourself, it'll help you get your answer to what the main idea is. Okay, so now we're gonna go a little bit into the sun. So actually for this one, we're actually gonna read, and then as we read, I'll kind of stop you guys, and then we'll kind of just look up there and look at the board, kind of take notes as you read it. So if you don't mind looking down, we're gonna start reading now. So this is chapter 3. So for this one, I'm gonna be reading for you guys. If you guys can just follow along with your reading fingers, that'll be great. So this one's chapter 3, a tour of the sun and stars. So by the mid-1700s, the Catholic Church no longer challenged Galileo's ideas. A heliocentric system of the sun with planets orbiting around it became more accepted. What have we learned about the sun and stars since Galileo's time? We know that the sun is the only star in our solar system, but there are many other solar systems. Scientists have already found 500, but think there are millions more. These solar systems also have planets and other objects orbiting around them. The sun is the star closest to the Earth. After the sun, the next closest star is Proxima Centauri. The light from our own sun takes about 8 minutes to reach us on Earth, and the light from the Proxima Centauri takes 4.24 years. Just like the other stars, our sun has no solid surface. It is a ball of hot gas, mostly hydrogen and helium. Stars produce heat and light from these gases. So we're gonna take a pause just right there, and we're gonna look up, these are some of the main points that I found for you guys, because we're kind of practicing finding main points in the paper. So some of the main points are that we read in the chapter is that the sun is the only star in our solar system. Now that can get a little confusing, because if you go out at night, you look up to the sky, you see a whole bunch of little dots, right? These little stars. So those are stars, but those are actually stars that are like not in our solar system. They're super far away. That's why they just look like little bright tiny dots. That's why the sun, you can see the sun. It's a big circle. It is also the closest star to the Earth. Now, to the reading, the sun it has no solid surface. It's just a ball of hot gas. Is how it describes it here. Now, on your worksheet, if you guys can take a look at your worksheet. Question number 3. So the last one. It should say what star is closest to Earth and what is it made out of. So before you answer the question, I want to see if you guys actually were paying attention to the reading. So, Cassie, what, like based off what we read, right? What star is closest to the Earth? And if you need some help, some stuff up there that can help you. What star is the closest to the Earth?
The sun.
The sun, good job. All right, and then this one's a little tougher. So I'm gonna call on Norman. Norman, what is this star made up of?
Gas.
Gas, right? More specifically, it says in the book. Right before we ended, it says right there, just right on top.
Hydrogen and helium?
Yeah, so it's made of mostly hydrogen and helium. So there you go, that's your first answer. If you guys want to take a moment to just jot your answer down. We will be turning this in at the end of the class, so make sure you have it all completed. And give you guys like 10 more seconds to finish writing down your notes. Okay, now if you guys want to just, where we left off, right under the big old, and on your paper it's like a big old white circle, just right under that's where we left off. So, ready? Even though the sun seems gigantic, there are much bigger stars out there. Because they are much farther away, they appear very small to us. We can't see them during the day because our sun is so bright that it blocks their light. At night, those other stars look like tiny pinpricks of light. All stars are born in giant spinning clouds made of gas and dust. They are called nebulas. Over millions of years, these particles of gas and dust join together and heat up. Once they become hot enough, a star is born. And then we're gonna stop right there. I kind of just put this up there just so you guys can have a quick visual of how far we actually are here on Earth from the sun, right? So Mercury obviously being the closest planet. This is in millions of kilometers, so this is 50 million kilometers, and us on Earth, it's 150